The time is here. Finally. Been away for a while. And would like to start off by saying thank you so much, genuinely, for sticking around and watching this video and just kind of like waiting for, to see what happens. I appreciate the support. And it's funny because I was talking to Holly from Wind Hippie Sailing when she was here in New Zealand. We did an interview together, which I'm gonna publish and I'm super stoked about. But she was like, it's my audience that keeps me coming back again and again. And I didn't know this, but she almost had a burnout a couple of years ago, and it was her audience that made her come back to her channel. And I would like to say the same, a huge, massive thank you to you guys, because it is you guys that are the reason that I'm still doing this. So really, genuinely, thank you. Feels a little corny, and I feel like my heart is swelling, but like it's real. So yeah. So it's been kind of a crazy last 5 weeks. I left YouTube for a while for a break with the intention to trial out another channel to see if possibly I should move over or not. And in the process, I decided that I am completely moving over my channel and I am going to stop this channel altogether. And I know that's really big news. It feels weird because for me, I've known this for a while and I've been planning the new channel for a while. I actually didn't launch the way I wanted to, and everything's kind of changed. And that's what this is about, is me telling you all of this stuff and then telling you what the new channel is, of course. I went on this journey 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I don't know how long it's been now. And one of the first things that I'm part of a creator community, and I get advice through there through other creators. There's 200 of us, and people gave me advice. They said, well, the first thing you should do if you really want to start your channel out successfully is go through a full branding process so that you can focus your efforts and make sure you're attracting the people that you want. And that's one thing that I missed on this channel. I think this channel was kind of like all over the place and not really thinking about like the goals that I had and how could I attract the people who would be interested in those goals. And basically it was way more work than I possibly imagined. It's deep work. It's deep, thoughtful, like intense work, and there was a lot of healing that went on. I know it sounds weird because it's branding, but that is truly what happened. And I came up with my new channel, which again, I'll tell you the name here shortly, but I decided that if I were to stick with this channel, it would continue to not attract the people I wanted to attract to my channel. And I would not be able to help the people who potentially needed to hear the story that happened in 2021. And that ultimately became something that I really wanted to do. So that was my reasoning for moving over to a new channel. Completely and entirely, because I want to unhide those videos, but I don't want those people are not the audience that I'm trying to attract now. And I'm hoping that some of you guys will move over with me to the new channel, but I completely understand if you don't. A lot of you guys were here for me and my husband, together, and now a lot of you are here just for me. And I understand if some of you guys don't want to come with me. That's completely fine. I understand. There's no hard feelings. YouTube is entertainment. For me, it's more personal because I'm the person talking to the camera. But I have no expectations of anyone coming with me. So, okay. We're gonna pause for a second and breathe. Not much changed in terms of like what I wanted to achieve. What did change though is an understanding of how I needed to attract those people that I wanted to attract, because ultimately who I want to attract are people who are trying to get to know themselves on a deeper level, so that when they go on their adventure, they're not just adventuring, they're actually enjoying their adventure more. And I've said this a couple of times that like when I went full-time sailing, that there were some personal things that I needed to work through, which I hadn't worked through, and as a result, didn't really enjoy the sailing. Like I was always in my head, I was argumentative. There was a couple of things that I could go on and on about, but basically it was not a person that I wanted to be, and who I wanted to be needed to do some deep work, and those are the people that I want to target. And there's a lot of the content on this channel on Sailing Pivo that wouldn't attract that kind of person. That's not going to attract that, like how to sail with your dog or all the videos from 2021, me randomly jumping on boats and doing adventures. Like those aren't videos that require you to introspect. Those are people who just love adventures and love sailing, and that's completely fine, but I have a greater mission now. There's something that I want to do that's bigger, and there are things that I want to offer my audience that they're not going to be interested in if they're here for that reason. So the new channel is 100% focused on people who are wanting to go on an adventure but want something a little bit deeper out of it. They want to really truly enjoy it. And also obviously offering that component of helping them build a sustainable lifestyle. So I'm still doing the YouTube stuff. So with all of that in mind, the new name, the new channel is The Audacious Path. YouTube.com/The Audacious Path. And part of that comes from my childhood. Quite a lot in my childhood, I would do things that particularly my mom, would say, how dare you have the audacity to do that? Or what an audacious thing to do. And it was often said to me in a negative connotation that I shouldn't have been able to do those things. But what I realized is that to have the audacity to live the life that you want to live is so freaking cool. Like, it's so cool that people are like choosing to live life to the fullest and they're not letting anyone knock them down. And I feel like there are a lot of people, not you guys who are listening to this obviously because you guys stuck around, but for a while there were a lot of people that didn't want me living the life that I truly wanted, that didn't want me living my highest purpose. They wanted me to be this 1950s housewife that was completely living by this standard of not getting my needs met. And even though I explained that not getting my needs met was making me lash out in ways that were unhealthy and unproductive, people still wanted that for me. So I'm gonna have the audacity to say, we're not gonna put my middle finger up, but just imagine it. Not to you, of course. But to anyone who wants to tell me that no, I shouldn't be living the life that I want, screw you. I'm sorry, but screw you. And to everyone else is here that wants me to live the life that I want, thank you. Thank you for understanding that we only have one frickin' life and we're all gonna have the audacity to live it. We're gonna have the frickin' audacity. We're gonna take the audacious path. And that was kind of like the realization that I had as I was going through this branding process, is that I want to have the audacity. I want to roll my shoulders back, hold my head high and say, this is what I want out of life. And I don't want to be miserable anymore. And I don't want to be treating people bad because I'm miserable. I'm going to take ownership for how I feel and I'm going to go live my life to the frickin' fullest. Okay, I know that was deep, but I felt like it needed to be said and it's important to me. And I'm excited about this. I'm so excited about this and really trying to sit in that and let myself be excited despite the insecurities that I think will always be there. When I made plans to move over to the new channel, I had hoped to be able to take quite a few videos over with me that I'd already made, and just to get the channel on its feet, to get videos out and basically start building that bingeable content, because you need multiple videos for people to binge, of course. But what I realized were a couple of things as I was going through this process, is that branding takes a ton of mental effort. It's an exhausting process, and if you really want to do it right, you need to spend a lot of time thinking about it, and deep work is exhausting. And by the time I got done with this deep work, I didn't have a lot of energy to re-edit the videos. And you guys will remember me saying once before that videos have to be re-edited to be on 2 channels because there's a content reuse policy on YouTube. So in the end, it took too much time and I wanted to come back to you guys. I said this before, but I love the comments and I missed your comments. I missed talking to you guys. So yeah, I took over 1 video and the rest of them will be new. And the 1 video I took over was that solo camping video where I kind of talked about what I was gonna do through 2023. I think the original video was like 24 minutes and I re-edited it completely, added new voiceovers, and now it's about 13 minutes. So if you wanna go ahead and watch that video, it's the same story you guys have heard before, but a lot more detail, a lot more fast paced. And I'd actually be really curious to hear what you guys think of it because it's a new video. So again, the audacious path. So moving forward, what I'm going to be doing is the same thing that I've been doing here, which is a vlog every other week, and then an interview or some kind of like podcasty style episode talking about YouTube. So far I have talked to Holly from Wind Hippie Sailing, the Cruising Kiwis. I've talked to Wayward Life, and I have interviews set up with Jerry Page, which is super interesting. I'm so excited to hear about her, but basically it's about how to make the remote lifestyle work and live in the present and really enjoy that process, as well as Sailing Avocet, Sailing Britacan, and a couple others that I'm lining up at the moment. And I'm just gonna keep rotating podcast and vlog, and hopefully I have the energy to keep up with it. We'll see, or the money to eventually hire an editor again. But yeah, the goal with each of these is to show you how people are adventuring, so you can adventure too, because that's really what I want for you guys, and that's what I want for myself, is to be able to adventure. I also planned out the entire course, and the goal is to get the course online by December 1st. Holy crap, wish me luck. I'm so nervous and so excited. It feels like such a big undertaking, but that is the goal, is to get it done by the end of the year and trying to get it done by December. So if you want, you can make it like a Christmas present or something like that. I'm so excited and so nervous. It feels so big, but I feel like I got this. And I've been like reading nonstop while I've been on this, I wouldn't say break because I've been working my butt off, but I've read like several branding books, several marketing books. I finished an editing philosophy book, a couple other things. I've been taking a course on how to build courses, a course on how to build communities, and all of that I've been packing into my own course to make it something that is incredibly value packed for you guys. And I hope that you will start to see that as you go through and start watching the podcast interviews that I have been doing with everyone, because I've been putting heaps of work into this so that we can all grow together. I want to finish up by just saying thank you to everyone who watched the story of Sailing Pivo. I know it was a weird story. One that was really happy at first, extremely sad and tragic, hopeful, a little weird, a lot of weird, let's be honest. But on a personal note, I'm really, really excited to be leaving it behind and moving into my purpose and joy. It was sad for too long. It really was. And it sucked the life out of me. And as you will see in the video, when you first move over to the Audacious Path, it tells a little bit more about what I've been going through. But one of the things that happened last year, I didn't really want to talk about it because at the time I was processing it, but in October last year, I considered taking my own life. I don't know how serious I was about it, but I had a friend who really showed up for me. I had 8 panic attacks in one day and just realized that I needed to make some life changes and that I needed to honor myself. And I kind of knew that all along, but a lot of the hate that I was getting on this channel was telling me that I was a narcissist and that I was selfish and all these other things. But I knew that there were some really, really big core needs that needed to be met. And if they weren't met, then I was gonna consider taking my life. That's just the reality. I got there. And I think that for a lot of people, they've never gotten to that place, or they just don't understand that place, or I don't know what it is. But the only way you could possibly do what I did is because you're a narcissist. And the reality that I have learned that applies to me and probably a lot of other people is that there are core needs that need to be met. It's as simple as that. They're core needs. It's hard to explain why they're there. I'm hoping to explain some of that in the progression of my videos and show you guys what I've learned, because I've learned a lot. But I need to adventure. It's a core need. It's what makes me feel alive. And yeah. I don't want to say too much because it's just like me droning on and on, but head over to the Audacious Path, where I'm going to talk about the things I learned. I'm going to show you how to live your life to the fullest too, based on what I've learned. You know, I can only share my own experience. It's not a right or wrong way, it's just my way. And just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here for the last 2 years on Sailing Pivo, and thank you to everyone who is coming on this new journey with me. I'm so excited about it, guys. It just feels like I found the way. I feel like I need a Star Wars quote right now or something like that. Some Yoda stick. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna say bye now because I'm just gonna be here forever. This is so funny because I think of Ava Zubek, and she did a video where she kept saying bye over and over again, and I feel like that person, but this does feel weird. Sailing Pivo was a big part of my life for a very long time. But change happens. Change is good.